see your fellas at home. The cup is full of bottles and their pockets full of grown. I know.
Not that I know more than one Destiny's Child song. What's up, Squid Squad? This is another episode of just us going through some reactions and
drinking Coca-Cola, our sponsor.
Yes.
Buy a Coke. Share a Coke. Original taste. 140 calories.
We are checking out a list today, and from what I understand, I'm very new to this list. I think he's done this before. This is a list that people usually participate in when they are trying to
find love.
Take things to the next level. It has been rumored that by the end of this experience, you will be in love with the person that is conducting the whole thing.
This is the one. So it was like put together by a psychologist or something, and it's a series of 36 questions that once you and a partner have gone through all 36 questions and done every single step, at the end of it, you will fall in love with each other. And so we're not gonna do every step so that doesn't happen, but we're also not gonna do every step because one of the last steps is to hold each other's hand and stare into each other's eyes for 5 minutes without talking and without looking away from each other's people. So you've never done that, huh? Not with any girlfriend, not with a wife or anybody, huh?
Not holding hands.
We should give them a link in the description. And if any of you use this list and fall in love, send us $100 or something. Because then we made your life better. Alright, you ready for this, Chad?
Yes, I am. First, I have a question. Is the heater still actively on?
I don't know. Is it warm in here?
It's very warm.
That's why I took my sweater. By the way, I have my favorite sweater. That's the burgundy sweater that I wear in every episode. Today, I'm going black. Question number 1. You go first. Okay. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Ooh. Okay. Does it have to be an exact name, or can it be just like a type of person?
Like if you say I wanna go to dinner with a psychologist, then
perfect.
I guess you can say that.
Okay, I would like to go to dinner. You know those guys, I think they're like British and they wear the big furry hats and they can't talk?
Oh yeah.
I'd like to have a meal with one of those guys, a royal guard. Because I don't like to talk when I'm eating, and I don't like people talking to me when I'm eating. I'm not a conversationalist during meals. If I do need to have a conversation during the meal, I'll stop eating and then I'll talk. And then when I'm done talking, I'll eat.
So you want him to just sit like this?
Yeah, well, he can eat. I want someone that I know will talk to me.
He's going to just stand there.
Even better, then I don't have to share the table.
If I could choose anyone, I would choose all the hungry children of the world so that I can share a meal with everyone. What's wrong with that answer?
I was about to say that. That's crazy that you said the same thing.
Yeah, right. You know what is very devious of you, Chen? Last episode, I asked you, what is your favorite 1D member? And you answered all of them. And your viewers know that that was a lie.
I corrected myself.
Okay, good. No lying here. Alright, give me a choice of anyone in the world who... You know what? Maybe George Lucas. I would love to have a dinner with George Lucas. And you know, like, there are certain people, like an artist, like I guess for a lot of viewers, for like Harry, for Liam or whatever, like, you're a fan of someone's work and you don't even have to have a one-on-one with them about, like, I wouldn't even want to talk to George Lucas about Subway or anything else. I'd just be like, hey, just tell me stories of what it was like writing Star Wars or making Star Wars or filming it day to day. Just give me some stories. I like hearing that. And like the history of how he made movies and then made companies to make the movies, and the movies gave him money to make companies, and it just... Love it. So
it's like an opportunistic moment to just like pick his brain, not trying to be his friend.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It would be more like, because I like watching interviews of him online. This way, it's just like an interview that I have there. Just be like, you talk, let me eat some ribs. Would you like to be famous? And in what way? So already answered yes. But what way?
That's a tough one for me because sometimes I think of some of the things that I do, and kind of / attempt to do for a living, and I think, of course, I wouldn't do it if I didn't hope it would go somewhere. So I think, okay, yeah, where could this possibly end up? And that would lead to possibly that sort of thing. And that makes me wonder, would I even want to be famous? And I don't think I would.
Why?
Because I'm not a social person. I don't like big crowds. Even now, I can't deal with those types of situations. I can only imagine if I were famous. I wouldn't, you know, not being able to go anywhere, the anxiety that celebrities have with that kind of thing. I feel like I'd want to be successful doing something that most people would be famous for, but in a way that, like, say we were to get famous doing MMA, and riding that Jesse wave, and I have the beanie and that whole get up in the face and everything, and we did that to the fullest, and it made us super successful. But then when I take off the beanie and I look like me, no one would ever recognize me. I would love that. I wouldn't want to be spotted places all the time.
Good. So you want to be Charlie Chaplin? You can take off the suit. Whatever.
Oh, is that kind of?
So if you do want to be famous, you just so you want to be like maybe Johnny Depp.
I'd like my work to be famous.
He doesn't watch his own movies. He kind of, you don't see him out and about. He sticks, you know. To his,
yeah.
Because my answer to this question is, would you like to be famous? Yes, 100%. Like as famous as you can get, the one where like people are trying to kill your kids. I want to be even more famous than that. Like, and the reason being, here's the reason. Because at that level, there's a word called arbitrage. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna learn something today. So arbitrage is this: when you go to a yard sale and you buy something for $3 and then you can sell it to a friend for $10, you just made $7. Arbitrage is that in the garage sale world, that thing is worth $3, but in the real world, it's worth $7. So that's how you make money: buy low, sell high, right? Well, fame is the biggest arbitrage in the world. Meaning, at that point, everything is free. Once you're famous, everything is free. I never have to buy a meal anymore. I can, if I want to eat McDonald's, not only will they give me free McDonald's, but if I send a picture of myself eating that McDonald's, they'll send me $20,000 just for taking that one picture. So of course, I would crank the fame level to the highest that it could possibly go.
I think I want to change my answer now.
Why?
I mean, if I could be recognized, if there was some way that I could just be recognized enough to get the free food, I would love that.
Yeah?
Yeah, that free food's nice.
It is very nice. I'm all about free food, by the way. I've driven 80 miles to get like free, those little snacks, those little with the cheese and stuff. I've driven 80 miles just for that. And someone told me like, yo, the company's having a free lunch. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
I don't think there is anyone that calls my phone where I don't let it go to voicemail, wait to hear their voice message.
No, but it says before making a call, not before answering the phone.
Oh, well, yeah, well, because I never call anyone. If you don't call me or text me, you will never hear from me again. That's just the way it is. And it's because I realized this a while back. I heard someone talking about it regarding themselves, and I realized I'm a very, very self-involved person. I'm always trying to do so many of my own things and have my plate full that it doesn't even leave me room to think of calling someone and be like, how are you doing? That doesn't even exist to me.
Yes.
So I don't call anyone, and when they call me, I listen to their voicemail and I figure out for like 30 minutes how I'm gonna respond to that.
So you're egocentric.
That's a very good generalization. I can't.
Not a generalization. That's a very good truthization. So my answer to this is yes. I do rehearse it when it's like a client thing.
I was gonna say, you have good reason because all the clients.
I'll be like, hey, Mike, just wanted to call you because that video wanted to go over through some details with you.
You'll even hold the phone like that?
Like this?
Like when you're rehearsing?
No, I won't hold it when I'm rehearsing. Like, all right, I'm gonna call him, then I'm gonna hold it up, then I'm gonna yell and like hold it this. No. But yeah, you know, there's like that thing where you call somebody and it's professional and your tone kind of switches a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And like I try not to do that actually. I try to keep that same energy, that same chillness no matter what. But yeah, I mean you obviously do. I'm trying to think like when you're calling a girl, do you ever think like, hey, thinking about going out tonight? I don't know. Like I think so. I think everyone does.
I can't remember.
I'd be curious if someone didn't like rehearse.
Yeah, you do, right? You have to.
Because at least before you're gonna talk to somebody, there's obviously a reason you're gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
So you at least know in your mind what you want to ask them or where you want that conversation.
It's kind of like when you compose that text too, and then you delete it like 5 times before you come up with the right version of what you want to say through text.
I never deleted it 5 times.
Oh wow.
Oh wait, no, I have. I've done that. Oh yeah, you're right. Chen, get ready, and you better be truthful because the Squid Squad knows you. They know when you're lying. All right. What constitutes a perfect day for you? What would constitute a perfect day for you?
The start of a perfect day for me would have to be preceded by going to sleep at a good hour. Because to me, the perfect morning is to wake up at 5:45 a.m., get on either the bicycle or the treadmill, get a good workout going for about 30 minutes to an hour, sweat it all out. Then I have like an egg, something super light, just feel healthy, feel good, enough to just not die. But you know, not a bunch of carbs. I just like to feel like if I started off that way, I'm good. But if I wake up, hit the snooze 5 times, I'm groggy, I'm gonna eat pancakes, I'm gonna eat grilled cheese, and I'm gonna be sluggish all day. But if I wake up early, get the workout in, I like the day when we have an MMA release. When we release an MMA video and all that love starts coming in, that's part of an amazing day. I like to see that engagement. Another big part would be the kids not fighting. It's unbelievable how when you have more than one child, how they just seem to hate each other, just like innately. Even though you know they don't, it's just, you're so comfortable, that interaction with a sibling, it's just unbearable at times. And yeah, that's it. Wake up early, get in a good workout, don't eat too much, and the kids don't fight, and we have a good release. That's a good day for me.
Very nice.
And Chinese. If I can fit in some Chinese for dinner, Chinese and Pepsi, I am good.
My perfect day is when I wake up and there's peace all over the earth and famine is a thing of the past. Why are you laughing? It's kind of sad that you're laughing about that. Alright, here's the perfect day. I wake up early, obviously. Well, so the perfect day is me sleeping in all day. But I'm not sure if that's the lazy lizard brain inside of me talking. Like when I imagine like, ooh, well, like what we'll be doing like in a couple years, like on set, we wake up, we get to the set, we already had rehearsed the lines the week prior. We're there, the whole crew is
I'm gonna turn off the heater.
Ready. So the whole crew is ready to shoot. We're shooting some kind of big movie. By the way, when we shoot anything, Vincent writes it. He probably told you about that other channel, Voto Studios. Vincent, he writes those scripts and then he's the actor. So what I'll do is I'll be the cameraman, or I'll be the editor, I'll be the special effects guy, or get money for the shoots or something. But it would be a day where we do a big production, we're making a movie, maybe 8 to 5 or to 7, make the movie. After 7, have dinner, go home or something, prep for the next day, the next scenes for the next day, go to sleep and do it again and again and again and again and again. So we get a movie done. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
I do that daily. I think everybody does. I'm either, well, I have Pandora on just about all day, every day. So I'll sing to myself as I'm cooking, as I'm cleaning, as I'm writing something, as I'm editing. I'll do it in the car. Yeah, all the time.
But when was the last time you sang?
The last time was when we were prepping this, about 10 minutes ago. I can't remember what song it was. Oh, I think it was a Destiny's Child song that I just heard in the car.
Oh, yeah, ladies and fellas at home. The cup is full of olives and the pocket's full of grown. I know.
Not that I know more than one Destiny's Child song.
That's the song I was hoping that you were listening to.
They have some good songs.
My answer to this is when we were setting up here, I just remembered, I was like humming some song that I'd never even heard before. I was just like,
you made it up?
Like I do that for like when, actually I think I was trying to get my mind off some things, and like sometimes I'll just like hum or like I'll make noise just so that there's noise in the world. And that's what I was doing here.
Wow, that's a good explanation. That's deep. I'll make some noise just so there's some noise in the world.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Very deep. One of your followers said I'm a font of wisdom.
Oh.
I'm a fount of wisdom.
Yeah, I like that one.
If you are able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the body or the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
The body.
Your mind's telling you yes.
I.
Oh no, your body's telling you yes.
My mind's telling me.
Oh,
Oh, it's the same as the song.
My mind's telling me no. My body. Okay.
Have you heard the remix? I think it's so much. No, besides that one intro part, the remix
I heard
is so much
it's
better.
a remix to Ignition. You
know what? I got some hate the other day when, and I don't get hate very often.
Because you're an R. Kelly fan, of course.
Someone was hating because I put R. Kelly.
Because they should hate you.
What?
Do you know what he's done?
Did I miss something? What did he do? I know he peed on somebody.
He had like girls locked in his house like for a year since they were like 14.
Trapped in the closet?
Yeah. he really lives a trapped in a closet lifestyle. Yeah.
Wait.
Vincent's not up on the news. Like, if it's not part of like the YouTube universe, he doesn't know that much. He basically had a cult of like a bunch of 16-year-old girls until like they were like 25. They would be at his house. So I guess they were like free to leave, but he had like brainwashed them in their teens.
Is he in jail now?
No, because they're free to leave. Like they're not locked up anywhere. He just like he's got this brainwashed little cult.
Dang, he's got to figure it out. Well, we can agree that he's still a good singer, right?
No, well he's a good singer. The remix to Ignition.
I wonder about this often though. I actually talked about this in the video that I recorded earlier. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Woody Allen. Do we have to hate them because of their personal lives? Do we just neglect their work?
You should be able to like the stuff. Like someone could sit down and like objectively, is Bill Cosby funny? Well, I never thought he was funny, but people could find him funny.
Did you ever watch the Cosby Show? That's the bread and butter.
So I have seen funny moments from the show.
I just think it's so weird when people are like, can't like that now.
You know, it's because it's hard for them to separate the man from the work. Or like, how about this? Here's a good one for you. Are you a Kanye fan?
Well, I don't know if that's a good example.
But don't worry about the music.
Okay.
Before he was weird, did you not like him because you didn't like his music?
No.
You're like, I don't like that guy. Because I don't like his music. There's a bit of that, right? Yeah. See, it's hard to separate those two. Now that you've seen the person, if he starts making good music, are you gonna like the guy? Or has the person gone too far? Has Kanye gone too far in his weird personal life that even if the music starts being good, you wouldn't give it a chance?
I wonder, I guess it has something to do, it has to be case by case then. Because before anything ever broke out regarding Cosby, I was a massive fan. I remember when I was like 9, and I know this is what comedians that are like in their 50s say now, but I was still doing this because I didn't know Cosby till I was born, and to me he was a new thing. I remember when I was like 9, I had some of his routines memorized, and I would say them to my family. And I thought he was the funniest thing ever. I loved the Cosby Show, so he was very much part of my upbringing. To someone who that doesn't exist, it's easy for them to be like, oh, he's horrible, I hate him.
Right,
so that's how I can be with Kanye. Yeah. I didn't even ever hear of him until I was like 17, and I was like, oh, I don't like him. He seems like a jerk. So I think it has to be case by case, because I can understand that then where I don't like someone personally or their work. What was the last question? Did we go on a tangent?
Oh, shoot.
Did we answer it?
Shoot, I don't think we answered it.
What was the question?
All right, if you live all the way up to 90... The last 30 years of your life, if you live all the way up to 90, the last 30 years of your life from 60 to 90, do you want the body or the mind of a 30-year-old?
I would want the body because I look at it this way. If I am very much aware, I have a good mind, and I don't have a good, healthy working body, I'm going to be very aware of that, and I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be smart, I'm going to be intelligent, I'm going to be all there, and I'm going to be thinking, this is horrible, I'm in pain, I'm slow, I don't like this. If I feel really good and I'm in shape and I'm healthy, but I'm a little, gone, I'm not going to miss anything. I'm going to be okay. And I'd rather take the body of a 30-year-old and the mind of a 31-year-old. I'm okay with that. So that's the perfect compromise, I think.
So I agree. The body. I think that there's no reason to want the mind of a 30-year-old. You should have the body of the 30-year-old. Like me, I'm gonna be the same when I'm 60. Not like I'm set in my ways, you can't change none of my or anything I think. Like I'll grow as a person, but the thing is, like I don't think I'll ever so actually I talked to my dad about this. I was like, Dad, when do you feel, and like my dad's 50, well I think my dad's 60 something now. I was like, do you feel, or do you remember what the 7-year-old version of you thought? Do you remember what those thoughts were like? He was like, yeah, I feel like I'm like a 7-year-old kid, and like in a day I just became what I am now. Like he's like, it just happened, like it seemed to happen that fast. Like so at any moment he knows exactly what it was like to be 7, exactly what it was like to be 9, and like I feel like if I'm 60, I think I'll have the same fire from whenever I turn 30. I'll have the same fire. Like me, I know what I want to do with my life, and like so I want to make videos, I want to make films, I want to make movies. If later in my life I want to be like an astronomer or something, it's better to have the body because you have the energy to do whatever you want. I don't see any reason why you'd want the mind of a 30-year-old.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to find out if any of you would choose the mind and why.
And especially if you guys are girls, they all want the body.
Oh, I didn't say that.
No, I said that. I said that.
It's true though.
Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
Oh gosh. You know what? I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna freak some people out.
Go.
I'm gonna tune some people out.
Go.
I have an inkling that I'm gonna be raptured. That's my answer. But an answer that's easily comprehensible is I would say secondhand answer would be
secondhand smoke. You're gonna die from secondhand smoke?
From first-hand gluttony. I believe I would like eat myself to death. I don't eat healthy. I do not have a healthy diet. I have a very addictive personality. So the things I get addicted to are things like food and soda. And I could see myself just destroying my body with those types of things over decades.
Wow, yeah. And then you have a disease and then die. Well, I mean, that's a good way to go. Do I have a secret hunch about how I will die? I hope I'm like laying in bed and then just die one day. That's like the best way to go, I believe.
Like when you're old or just anytime?
Like if it's gonna happen, it'd be nice to happen when I'm old. I don't know.
Do you also ever have that feeling where like I don't mind if it happened tomorrow, because then, you know, I don't have to worry about, you know, bills anymore, or like life, because like if you believe in an afterlife.
So there's a tug and pull there. There's one side that's like, you know what, let's just get this over with, let's stop playing this game. The other side, it's like, no, I got talents, I got wants, I got all this. And yeah, so there's definitely a sadness there, even if you think that there's going to be an afterlife, there's the sadness there. Like one of the first evils of our lives is death, because that's the one thing, that's like the great equalizer, right? No matter who you are, no matter what you have, no matter what you've done, death equalizes us all. And that's one thing we're all going to see. And like, so even if you believe in the Bible, even Jesus wept when Lazarus died, even though whether he knew where he was going, heaven or hell, he still wept because it's a sad thing for humans. That is, I never thought of it that way. That is so interesting. So no matter who you are, there is a sadness with death, even if you believe in the afterlife. There's just, you know that it's there. I'm very curious to look into that. That is very intriguing. I'm a fountain of wisdom. Name 3 things you and your partner. Oh, so this is when you're doing this quiz, sometimes it asks you to riff off the person who you're doing these questions with. So I guess it'd usually be on a date and you'd be asking these. So Chen, I guess we're gonna have to riff off each other. Name 3 things that you and I haven't appeared to have in common. Ooh, and then I gotta think of 3 other ones. So don't do the easy ones, do like something real deep. I already got them.
I'm
gonna go first just because I want to take the easy ones. We both love video. Took the easy one. Let me think.
We always work like the same jobs. We've worked together at like 5 different jobs.
We have worked the same jobs over and over again. Yeah, you're right. Both Mexican. There's that. We're both male. I'm gonna get a charger from my laptop. You have 2 more, Chen.
Okay, let's see. We both like Chinese food?
Yes.
Yeah, that's something that is very important when you spend a lot of time with people, because if there were one reason why I would have chosen not to marry my wife, it would be because of her taste buds. We can never agree on a place to eat, and she likes the most disgusting things. And she does not like Chinese food. And if I could, I would eat Chinese food every single day. So yeah, the Chinese, that comes in handy when you can go out on a whim and eat Chinese, no problem. Both agree on it. And let me see, the last thing would be we are both Mac users.
Yeah.
I ditched PC. So there you go.
Alright. Next question. Oh, here's the one. Here's the one. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? And don't talk about the time you had a lot of money in credit cards. And you can't talk about your children's births.
Oh, interesting. What about their just general existence?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried to cheat you when you can't talk about the kids. No. Go ahead.
It's strange because every once in a while I'll be so active and busy trying to reach certain goals and get certain things done, and there will be moments where certain things will happen with the kids, certain games, certain things said, even if, you know, just seeing them sleep or whatever, and I'll realize all of a sudden what's most important, and how in a way I kind of did things backwards. I started a family very young and am now trying to establish my career. So I'm in a position, a very fortunate position, where I'm already in a pretty established family situation. And that's something that's very hard to find and get to, and just like at any moment I'm already there.
Yeah, you got the foundation. Like, that's what most people lack.
Yeah.
Even if you got a good job, you might not have the foundation.
And it's easy to not neglect, but kind of lose track of the importance of that.
Do you remember when I told you not to marry?
I don't think I do.
We were on the phone and you were like, I was like, oh, I think you told me like, yo, I proposed to her, blah blah blah, we're gonna do it. I was like, bro, you're too young, you shouldn't do that. And then
I can't remember.
You never listened to me.
Wow.
Do you regret it?
No. Like I mean, I do believe there are. I believe, and I would be a lot farther in superficial ways in life if I hadn't got married when I did. Mm-hmm. But every time I actively think of it, it's like, oh yeah, I look at people that I know that we went to high school with or whatever, that might have more money than me, whose career might be more taken off than me or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I have that foundation, like that they maybe couldn't even. So it's like, yeah, that's the thing that I'd have to say. I don't even remember how the question was worded, but yeah, family.
For what in your life do you feel most grateful in your family?
Yeah.
Good. Mine is money. And then second, actually money's number 2. The one thing I'm most grateful for is the Squid squad, the fans, the viewers. I love the views. The subscriptions, that number 1 for me. And like I said, whenever I get a taste of that Patreon money, it's ecstasy. So here's the real answer for what you feel most grateful. I've learned. Actually, I knew this my whole life. It's my parents, right? It's like those are the people who I always wanted to be like. I always wanted to be like my mom and dad and like have a family. They've been married for over 30 years now. They love each other like it's day one. They dance together all the time. And like recently I was talking to my mom and I learned that early in the relationship, like the first couple years of marriage were rocky for them. I had no clue, and you would never know because they're just like, it's just perfect. It's a perfect situation. Like I can't believe, like the older I get, like the more I'm like very thankful for that, like seeing other things. But yeah, parents. And like my siblings are number two. It's like whatever, they can come and go. But my parents made me. They made me. So that is the real answer. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. Whoa. That it's very interesting that this is the next question because of what you just said. I never had one of those typical relationships that people have with their parents. All the I want to do this, you can't do that. Oh, I hate you, or oh, my parents are lame, and all that. I always got along unbelievably well with my parents. I always thought the highest of them. I didn't want to move out. I remember when I got married and I left, I was devastated. I was sad. I felt like I was abandoning them. I always loved it at home. I was treated very well. I was the baby. Yeah, it was an ideal situation.
You're horrible.
One thing that I actually think of pretty often, if I had to choose one thing about the way that I was raised, I would like my parents to have been a little more present with my, be a little more aware and present of my diet and what I was putting into my body, because when I think of the things I used to eat and the excess, I think I would never let my kids do that, and I believe I formed some really bad habits. Like,
were you ever fat?
Well, a couple years ago. I remember when I was looking at some of the videos.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe it. Yeah, that was. I look at the footage and I don't know. I'm mad at myself. I know it sounds like a joke to say it because some people are addicted to some real things, but I can get really addicted to soda, and I think I've mentioned it in the videos before. There were points in my life where I'd be like selling stuff. I think I sold my bike one time to buy soda. Yeah, in like 9th grade. Like I would sell video games and stuff. Like I needed a fix, and I would start to get really aggravated and just like mean and stuff. So yeah, I was a soda fiend.
So I don't know if you guys know, like, if you've ever been to a house of a meth head or something, it looks trashed, right? It looks like a dump. And the reason why it looks like a dump is because they're going through their house looking to see if they can sell anything, and all, like they'll rip a lamp out of the wall and sell it so that they can get a fix. Young Chen was trying to do that from the get. Wow, you really do have an addictive personality.
Do you remember my room? Remember that?
Remember,
I had a path from my bed to the door, and
yeah.
like the path, the things were like this high.
Oh, it was. I've never. Do you have a picture of that?
I wish.
Oh my God! I've never in my life have even like when you watch those shows on hoarders, I don't like. Never in my life have I seen anything like his room. Like
I remember you and Artie would be over, and you'd be like, "Let's check it out."
I know. Every time I go over, I want to see it. Like, oh my God! All right. So if I can change anything about the way I was raised. I'm like thinking, I have to think hard to find something. And I think maybe just a little bit. I wish my parents were a little less strict than they were, like sleepovers, or going out to a party. Like I only went to one party in high school, and when my dad, he said, I have to drive you to the party. And it was out in, which is a ghetto area from over here. And so he drove me to the house, and then when we get to the house, well, first of all, I couldn't go to the party by myself. I had to bring Juan Pablo with me. So I have to bring my younger brother with me to the party. And then we get to the house, we pull up, I get out, and Juan Pablo comes with me, And then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go and have fun. And then my dad goes, all right, I want to talk to whoever's in charge of here. Bring them out. And I was like, what? So I had to go into the party.
You didn't know that too? You got that?
I didn't know. And like, I got to the party. I had no idea whose house this was. I think like either some girl or some guy invited me, but it was not their party. So I had to find out whose house it was. And then I had to be, hey, can you go outside and like, just talk to my dad real quick.
I'm surprised the parent was even there.
The parent was not there. There was a bunch of thugs like doing things in the backyard. And so like the dude, he went out and like, you know how like some guys, when you talk to them, you know they're a little shady. You know that they're a little shifty. They're like, nah, man, no. Like he talks to my dad and he goes, oh, no problem here, man. Like, yeah, we're just having a good time. Don't worry about it. They're safe, blah, blah, blah. And you can tell like that, yeah, like this guy is not right. And so
were you just like,
I was like, hopefully my dad goes for this. And my dad just wanted to talk to him and he's all right, well, I'll let you guys go. Just call me whenever I gotta pick you up. So he left and I go into the party and then everyone out, I think in the back, everyone was like smoking and drinking or something. And like, I didn't drink or smoke. And so I was like, okay, cool, I'm just chilling out here. And like, I'm not talking to anybody. And my brother Paul was just standing beside me. And we're not talking, we're just standing there. And then all of a sudden, the cops, you hear like a woo, woo, and then everybody starts scattering. And I'm like, what? Where do I go? And then I don't know how I got out of that party. Either like, I'm not sure if like there was like some fence jumping and I went outside, but somehow I'm on the sidewalk now and I had to call my dad and be like, yo, yeah, the party was shut down early, so can you come pick me up? And so that was, so, what?
I know what happened. Your dad called the cops.
So he met the dude and it was like, oh no, no, this is not going on. So he was right across the street already. Come on in, let's go. But just little things like that. So just a little bit less strictness. Although I think I wouldn't really change it. So yeah, that's my answer. So those are number 1 through 10 for 36 questions that lead to love.
So you're probably at this moment about a third in love with us. So we may do 3 installments. We may stop here. We'll see. Let us know in the comment section what you'd like us to do next, besides stop making these videos, of course.
Actually, there's a personality test that I've been dying to take. Do you want to take it on the next one?
Oh, yeah. We also need to do the ramen thing. And
well, yeah, we're going to do the hot noodle challenge.
Yeah,
and if I can afford it, we'll get the 1 chip. So we can do the 1 chip. That'll kill you.
Is it called the 1 chip? Like, is there only 1 chip in there?
Yeah, so it's a little bag. You just open the bag.
So we have to break it in half?
Single chip. No. You get your own, I get my own.
They're $100.
They're a lot of money.
I'll watch him eat his. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell. See you guys next time.
Peace.